And welcome back to the Vetchfield Swansea, right on cue for the national anthems of these two nations. Reverse or two, but that is the moment that they live for, the Welsh Rugby League team. And Jonathan Davies knows better than most exactly what this match means to everybody out there on the field and on the terraces. Gary Freeman, the New Zealand captain, Davies' opposite number. 34 consecutive tests since his debut against Australia in 1986. The formalities are not yet complete because of the kick downfield from Halligan was just too strong. Even though this wind is swirling, that seemed to catch the breeze and just went dead in goal, so it will be a Welsh restart on their own 20-metre line. Ian Marlowe with the first drive down the middle.
Very impressed, though, Eddie, with the way this the Kiwi defence is moving up quickly. Look, you can see they're driving the Welsh back. They're not allowing Wales to get over that advantage line.
Ellis. Ball to David Young. And dumped to the ground unceremoniously. This is Ellis. Now Davies. Bateman on the run around. But the Kiwis were waiting for him. He got away from one. He got away from two. And he jigged round the third. Slipped the pass. But unfortunately it went to ground. The New Zealanders back in possession.
Well, after all that good work, he really should have kept possession there. Griffiths was halfway through the break, but there was a man upon him.
And this now is Morgan Edwards. He has support from Namu. Namu has got to go round Ford. And Ford again stands up to the challenge with a bit of help from Davies.
That's going to be a penalty. Ford through the right forearm. Namu, the young standoff from Manly, gets the ball, trying to step inside. It's a desperation tackle from Phil Ford, but when he's done that, look at that. Luckily the ball was on the top of the head of young Namu. Otherwise, that could have been a lot more painful. Silly penalty to give away, but it was a desperate tackle.
Yes, he did all the hard work in stopping him, and then, well, really silly with that forearm. And with a man like Darrell Halligan on the field, Steve-O, you really can't afford to give away penalties like that within shooting range.
Yeah, this is a man that so often has kept out, would you believe, Matthew Ridge and Frano Botica from the kicking duties for the New Zealanders. That gives you some indication as to how good a kicker this man is. Darrell Halligan, of course, for North Sydney, popping him over on a regular basis in the Winfield Cup competition.
Yes, he has topped the Winfield Cup points charts in each of the last 3 years. 180 in 1993, the season just finished. And when you think they have Botica, and they have Ridge, and they have Halligan, they are blessed, the New Zealanders, with superb goal kickers. That's the angle that Halligan has to open the Kiwis' account on this 1993 tour. He's kicked it, it just crept inside the post. 2-0. The New Zealanders underway on this 1993 tour. Steve-O, I just get the impression, you know, listening to the Vetchfield crowd, it's just a bit flat at the moment. The Welsh need to lift themselves and lift the crowd.
Well, all they've done is play one-out football so far. That's mainly due to the fact that this New Zealand defence is moving up exceptionally quickly. They really are racing through, and this Vetch crowd, they've always wanted, they've seen so much action over the past couple of years.
So the New Zealanders in possession, and let's see what the Welsh manager Mike Nicholas is making of it all. He's downstairs with Mark Wallace.
Mike, it seems like a tentative start from both sides, doesn't it?
At this stage, we're standing off them too much, and we're letting them run too much, and they're cutting us down the right at the moment.
What's your impressions of the Kiwis?
Impressed, very physical, fit.
That was a lovely ball from Rapati. It brought Halligan into it, and Rapati was there to take the return, but the ball goes to ground once again, and the referee says it's a knock-on, but a great run from defence again by the Kiwis.
Super play by Rapati, the ball out wide. And this is where there's a few problems in this Welsh defence. We've seen very early in this game, either Rapati and Wetu Fetu Tiwa, both the centres, they are finding a lot of gaps.
Devereux, his first touch, minor knee operation. This is his first game back after that. He played, remember, for Widnes on the big league 2 Fridays ago. Oh, and a great tackle, a real thunderous challenge on Mark Jones. Here come the Kiwis again. This is the centre, Taiwa. Oh, and that's good play by Davis. He saw that the winger Hoppy was just looking round. He got his boot to the ball and he got possession back, and the New Zealanders all offside.
This is what happened. You can see that Davis was thinking very quickly there. Just got the boot to it. He's allowed to do that. The ball's been played on the floor.
And he's done it again here. He's taken a very quick tap. Brought down by Rapati. I must say, Eva Rapati is the spitting image of his brother Tia, who plays for St Helens. And here's another St Helens player, Anthony Sullivan, dumped unceremoniously by former Warrington man Dwayne Mann. Mark Jones now, that was a bit high.
He's a tough customer, isn't he? The prop forward, John Lomax. That's about the 3rd one he's put in.
Roland Phillips with the run. Lomax taking his place in the New Zealanders' defensive line. Griffiths takes it over again, finds Devereux.
They're being caught flat-footed, I'm afraid, Wales. They've got to stand a little bit deeper. They've got to run onto this football.
Williams dabs the ball ahead himself. Well, he was surely taken out there by Stewart. Stewart turned his back, and for me, he interfered with the man on the run.
Well, all he had to do is stand his ground. That's all he did. Prop forward, run into him. Nothing in the rule that says that you've got to move out of the way.
Little knock on by Hoppy. I must say, Taiwa and Hoppy, they look a formidable little combination.
Yeah, just overran it there, did the the Canberra winger, Sean Hoppy. He's a big boy, but I've been very impressed by the two centres, Rapati and Tiwa.
Davis in possession for Wales. Brings Devereux into it. And it doesn't look like John Devereux's knee has much wrong with it if he can stand the tackle like that. Barry Williams taking it on for Wales now. They're about 8 metres away from the New Zealanders' post. It's back to Ellis. Now to Mark Jones. Remember, the big prop forward barged his way to the line against the English here. Ellis again. Davis wants it, and Davis has it. Steps, tries to go inside Taiwa, but Taiwa stood his ground. Quarter of an hour of this first match of the Kiwis tour gone.
They're playing it very tough, the New Zealand forwards. Getting away with a little bit as well. They're coming in exceptionally hard.
Griffiths with a little drop goal, and he'll take the 1 point. Jonathan Griffiths, a 1-pointer, had all the time in the world.
Good thinking by the loose forward there, Griffiths. Excellent 1-pointer. Gave himself plenty of room. I think that's the message that's got to go out to this Welsh side. Because of this New Zealand defence coming up very quickly, they've got to move back. They've got to give themselves room to move. They've been running onto this ball, not running onto the ball, they've been taking the ball flat-footed.
Well, Daryl Halligan has got something on the back of his head. I don't know whether it's a cut. It is. The referee shows the red cross, the blood bin. His cut head is covered in Vaseline, but the referee wants him off the field to receive attention. And the running repair's completed. Halligan doesn't want to miss any more of this than he has to. Now that's caught in the breeze, and that's run out on the full. There's well, he's almost got a tub of Vaseline on top of his head, Daryl Halligan, to stem the flow of blood.
Not doing a good job either, but this is a bad mistake. A little bit confusing there for Daryl Halligan. The in-goal area at Vetchfield, very narrow indeed.
Jonathan Davis with the resultant penalty, and he takes Wales again up towards that Kiwi quarter line. And here's Gerald Cordle. Good run from Cordle, and eventually hauled down. There's plenty of needle on show out there. Cordle didn't like the challenge from Freeman. Griffiths to Ian Marlowe. And the referee says that the challenge from Freeman was not high. The penalty is given for knees.
You could see the Kiwi skipper there. Went on the shoulder, the arm just came up. It really wasn't anything there, but that was stupid of Freeman there. You could see pushing in the right knee. A lot of needle.
Not only that, Steve-O, he's back-chatted referee John Connolly, who now wants a word with the New Zealand captain, because he's been marched back towards his own line 10 metres for talking out of turn to John Connolly. And Jonathan Davis will take the ball back and have a shot at goal with this penalty, and could give Wales the lead for the first time.
Yeah, it's a lack of discipline there by the Kiwi skipper Gary Freeman. Certainly wasn't called for. The tackle was completed. Should have been getting back to help the defence, but to give away a silly penalty like that. Has been known, of course, though, Eddie, over the years, that Gary Freeman, plenty to say, likes to have a little bit of a chat. Maybe he should be better chatting to his players rather than the referee, John Connolly.
So Jonathan Davis is finally settled the position and the little pile of sand underneath the ball. Important kick this for the Welsh. Will give them the lead if he gets it for the first time today. And if the New Zealanders have Halligan, Wales have Jonathan Davis. And there was something said then by Freeman to Jonathan Davis as he ran away from that. He's certainly getting involved already, the New Zealand captain.
As I said to you, Mr. Freeman enjoys the chat. I think the journalists will look forward to Mr. Freeman on this tour. Not frightened to say a few things, pretty outspoken.
Great competitor, though. But that penalty count is climbing against the New Zealanders. Wales have received 6 and New Zealand only 1 from John Connolly. And that could well be the reason why Gary Freeman's not too impressed with the English official. It's Namu then who restarts. Underneath it, Roland Phillips. Here's Devereux. And the two of the Welshmen are losing their footing as they charge onto this ball. Misses out Griffiths, does Williams, and finds Jones instead. Midway through this first half then, and Wales ahead 3-2. We're at a soccer ground today, Vetchfield Swansea. That's a soccer score, isn't it? 3-2. Everyone in Wales and throughout the country just holding their breath to see how good this New Zealand outfit is. And I must say, the opening 20 minutes of the tour, Steve-O, they've been quite impressive, particularly, as you said earlier, in a defensive qualities.
Yes, as we mentioned, it's going to take them a while to sort of get into the swing of things on the tour, and that's perhaps the reason why they've made the break, but they didn't have the full support. That'll come to them as the tour progresses. They don't have a great deal of time to build up for that first test, do they?
They've started the last 2 tours of Great Britain with defeats, Wigan in 85 and St Helens in 89. Their last opening match win was way back in 1980 against Blackpool, and that statistic really shows you just how times change in this game of rugby league. The ball though has come free. This is Anthony Sullivan, and his progress halted, but unfairly it's another penalty for the Welsh.
Yeah, bad mistake by the loose forward Jason Mackey, but there was a late tackle came in when Sullivan took the loose ball, stepped back inside. Brent Stewart, the prop forward, got a little bit excited. From Canterbury in New Zealand, there you can see quite clearly, young loose forward Jason Mackey took his eyes off the football, looking at the men coming towards him. Plenty of niggle out there, you can see clearly. Sullivan sets off, steps back inside, and here it comes. There it is, the swinging right and then finished off with the left.
So Wales in with a golden opportunity here as Marlowe drives it down the middle again and makes progress too. It takes 3 to bring him down. So close again, the Welsh. They need to turn this superiority into points. Jones with the try. Well held up. Williams going for the line on his own from dummy half. Jones adding his considerable weight to the proceedings. And the New Zealanders keeping them out, but they can only be centimetres from that line. Roland Phillips. Surely then David Young was almost tackled as that ball came out to him, but referee says play on. It's the last tackle. Williams with the outside of the boot, chasing it himself, and it was a good job that Halligan was there.
Good thinking by the hooker there. He caught them on the blind side. You could see that the Kiwis hadn't moved up quickly, but Halligan was the Johnny on the spot. He really did read that well. Good play by Williams, the Carlisle hooker. Look at that. Excellent play.
Drop out from underneath their own sticks. Not the best kick in the world, but it reaches halfway. But Bateman now will run it back. He couldn't get away, though, from Pongia. And the halfback, Namu, was in there quickly, too. Marlowe.
Well, I think the tactics now for Wales is to try to get this ball out wide. The forwards are finding out very quickly it's not easy to get down the middle.
And here's Griffiths. Marlowe's gone down injured. Pongia brings Griffiths to the ground. Devereux now. Great buzz of excitement whenever Devereux gets it, and he's through one tackle. Great run from Devereux. But it's becoming a bit of a rough house, and the referee Connolly has given Wales another penalty for another attack to the head.
Certainly a high tackle. Devereux coming on the inside. Swinging arms all over. Morven Edwards had a go. He went with his knees, then he swung, missed. There's plenty of this. John Lomax, the prop forward, was the first one that swung through. Touch judge quickly on. Don Barrett from Salford.
So another opportunity then for Jonathan Davies to increase his tally here today. Before today for Wales, 3 tries, 13 goals in the drop, 39 points. He's increased that tally by 2 now. And 55 points so far this season for Warrington. He started this new campaign brightly since his much publicised and some would say controversial move from Widnes.
Well, that penalty count is becoming a problem for the Kiwis. They've lost a little bit of discipline. They'll have to tighten up on that on the tour.
Davies with the penalty then. And the touch judges give him the benefit of the doubt. But Jonathan Davies makes it 5-2. Davies has never lost with Wales. He missed the defeat against England last season because of injury.
Well, they've weathered the storm well at Wales. New Zealand made 5 clear breaks in the first 15 minutes. But they've got that defence working pretty well now. That's far too long again.
That's the second, isn't it? And this time it's Namu, the standoff half. He's taken over kicking off responsibilities from Halligan. And he hasn't got his sights in yet.
Well, it was amazing. Halligan sent it across and said, look, give it to the youngster Namu. Hasn't got as much power in the kick. When they kicked off after the drop goal, that was fine, but bad mistake there again.
Maybe the New Zealanders think they're at Wembley already, Mike, where there will be big, wide open spaces for them. That first test, remember, at Wembley, Saturday, October 16th. The big league takes a rest that weekend to support the British team in their venture of going to Wembley. And everyone in the game hoping that it is a red letter day for the game in this country. Bateman had to apply the brakes, got the pass away, but Roland Phillips taking the pass from the big prop forward, Mark Jones, making no progress. Oh, Marlowe just took his eye off the ball, and the Kiwis have it back.
Well, you can see the difference. They are standing flat. They are not running back and full belt onto the ball. That is the problem.
This is Pongia. Good play from him. Halligan, though, is all wrapped up by Sullivan.
He's shown some nice touches, hasn't he, the second rower, Quinton Pongia.
Jason Mackey is the man playing the ball to Dwayne Mann. This is the prop forward, Lomax, trying to get the ball away. I think Wales have it back. They have. Good work by Jonathan Griffiths. They're too fancy by the Kiwis. Here goes Roland Phillips, who already swatted Gary Freeman out of the way then. And Ellis is dumped to the ground by Freeman. And it's just a little bit tetchy out there, Steve-O. There's a lot of feeling.
There was never going to be any love lost. You can see John Lomax in the background getting attention.
Good chip downfield. It's a race for Caudle. Caudle's going to score. Oh, did he get a fingertip to it? Referee says he did. Only just. I think it was the touch judge on the steer side who nodded and kept.
Super play by the Welsh. Ellis, the long ball out wide, and Davies. Let's get it into the corner. That is a set move. The fullback, Phil Ford, was racing through, but the man that's going to get there first is Gerald Caudle. He just gets the fingertips to it. That's all that counts. The downward motion. But super play. For once, they got the ball out wide. You can see Lomax in the background receiving attention. There's no one at home. Morvin Edwards was left nowhere. There he is, far too late to come across. Excellent kick there by Jonathan Davies, and good finishing, albeit by the fingertips, but they all count, all 5 little fingers.
Just got the fingertips to it, as you say. Gerald Caudle, the try scorer. Great kick ahead by Jonathan Davies. And now Davies can try and add the extra 2, but this is a difficult kick. It's on its way. It's got a chance. It's there all the way. Oh no! they've wived it away. First of all, it looked like they gave it. The referee, I think, was standing behind Jonathan Davis, and it's the referee who's disallowed that conversion attempt. The touch judges gave it. The referee said no.
Beautiful kick here by Davis. Now, did it get the distance? Remember, he's kicking into a very strong wind. Well, that looked over for me. Definitely looked over.
Well, one touch judge gave it and one said no. And John Connolly took the decision and said he agreed with the man in the negative. Right, Wales then in control a bit, and that will be good news for one of the interested spectators, David Bishop, former Welsh international, who's with Mark Wallace.
It doesn't look as though you're enjoying life here on the sideline.
Oh, not really. Hang on, I just got to watch this. There might be a fly on you a sec.
Darrell Halligan just getting to it. A great race. But suddenly this match has increased in tempo, and suddenly the Welsh crowd have found their voice.
Well, the key to it all, isn't it? They couldn't get through the strong defence. The only way you can beat them is use the kick. They've scored one try, and we've seen it again. And they're catching this New Zealand defence out by doing that. Good tactics. You've got to think in this game. There was no point of just brain your head down the middle against this strong defence. Let's get the ball over the top and put them in a lot of problems. And that is what the Welshmen are doing.
Phil Ford then for Wales. Jinking and turning Phil Ford. And the New Zealanders, who started in a quite tenacious mood, are just a little bit rattled here that the Welsh have, in the last 10 minutes, taken control of this match.
Well, good play by their coach, Clive Griffiths. He's now asked them to go deep, and you can see how they're standing deep now. They're actually running onto the football.
Devereux gets that pass from Griffiths. We'll be back with David Bishop in a moment after this Welsh set of 6. Carried on here now by Williams. Good ball to Roland Phillips. He gets the ball away to Ellis. This is better stuff from Wales. Oh, but Ellis there dropped the ball, tried to release, and I think that hit a New Zealander who was on the floor.
Well, he went back to the rugby union days there. Kevin Ellis should have kept hold of that ball. But that's the type of play that we've got to see from the Welsh side. Stand very deep, get the ball out wide, the long ball, they've got the players, Davis and Ellis, they can do the link.
Well, let us link up now, shall we, again with David Bishop. He's downstairs with Mark Wallace.
David, as I was saying, you're not making a brilliant spectator here.
No, I'm more nervous than the lads. It's the worst thing I could be doing here. But seems to be going well after the first 5 minutes. He split us out wide a few times. But we've been in there half, and we got a try there by Gerald, and things are looking good.
What's your impression of the Kiwis?
Well, I mean, it's their first game of the season, first off tour. You know, you got to expect that most of them are Australian players. But at the moment, you know, I think they might have taken us a bit lightly, you know, looking at it. But I think they can go up another gear. It's going to be really tough.
No doubt about that. David Bishop, who I'm sure, although he is retired, would love to be out there again this afternoon. But Darrell Halligan, well, he's found the stand behind the Welsh posts from the kick-off a couple of times, or at least once, and now with a legitimate penalty bang in front of the posts and just 5 metres in the Welsh half, he has the opportunity to make it a legal kick this time. He knows he's got the distance, doesn't he? Has he got the direction? Yes, he has. No doubt that time. How about that particular kick? Wales 9, the New Zealanders 4.
Well, you can see how strong a kicker this man is, but strong wind behind him. A bit of a problem for the New Zealand coach, Howie Tamati, realising that Wales will have that strong wind to their advantage in the second 40. So therefore, it's vital for the Kiwis to at least get some more points before the half-time break.
It's only the 5th time a Kiwi touring side has played the Welsh. The first time that they have faced Wales on the tour in 42 years. It's almost even in the series at the moment, 2 wins apiece. So this is very interesting, this match, not only from the Welsh point of view and the 95 World Cup tournament in mind, but also with the Great Britain series. And this is a great run from Edwards, the full-back. And the Welsh are letting him run all the length of the field almost, and that's poor tackling, but that was a forward pass. And Mackie will be brought back, and Gary Freeman does not believe this decision.
No doubt about it. He with the centre, the pass to the loose forward, Jason Mackie. That was try time, but what a great run by the full-back, Morven Edwards. This was superb play. Hands off Bateman, hands off Jones, back on the inside. Look at the dummy, slips, still keeps going. Step again, the dummy on the inside. Davis goes low to take him. He had to.
And Davis the man in possession now, but Morven Edwards, former Leeds full-back, of course. What a run from him. We said in the build-up to this Kiwi Tour, Steve-O, that Great Britain would be facing a formidable test in the 3-match series, and there's been nothing on show today. Remember, the British-based Kiwis are going to come into the reckoning later on. There's been nothing we've seen today that detracts from that view. But there's a bit of a fight going on in the back play, and the referees held the clock up.
I have to agree with you, Eddie. There's going to be a lot of toughness in the test matches. We've seen in this game so far that the New Zealand pack is extremely strong. As the ball went out wide, you could see this second row, Quinton Pongia. He really is a lively character. Not only is he keen to get into the attacking status of the game, he likes to certainly get in the defence. Throws a few arms and looks an awkward player, both to tackle and for the player that's carrying the ball also. There you see it. Quinton Pongia shaping up, and then they went through, and then he was joined by Lomax, tried to be the peacemaker.
Lomax, the man who was pulled out by the referee, but it's a penalty against the Welsh, penalty for New Zealand. So Daryl Halligan again with this opportunity to get the New Zealanders even closer to the Welsh score. Same distance, this one, but different angle.
Well, it's been desperation tackles really by the Welsh defence. They have scrambled well. New Zealand have made more of the clean breaks, but I'm afraid it's Wales who's taken the opportunity to get the points on the board, and New Zealand can thank their lucky stars that they've got a man of this ability on their side.
Kick's on its way. And another successful kick from Halligan. There's a warning here for Great Britain, I think. Don't give the Kiwis anything at all in the forthcoming Test series. And the Welsh should take that on board as well. They can't be giving away penalties from any distance with this fellow on the field.
It's amazing. I don't know what they do down in New Zealand, but they just seem to breed wonderful goal kickers. For years and years, they've just been churning them out.
So Jonathan Davis to restart, and the gap between these two getting ever smaller. 9-6 now, and the Welsh know they're in for a match. They knew that before this game started. Stewart with the good run. Penalties, Wales have had 8 to New Zealand's 3, but hasn't Daryl Halligan made the most of his 3? That was a forward pass then from Lomax. He brought Kearney into it. This is Freeman, and again Freeman. Good run. Now was that one forward? Referee says no, it's Taiwa. Over to Rapati. Halligan hangs on. Halligan in the corner, but a foot in touch. foot in touch for Halligan, but that was a sweeping attack.
He did well, didn't he, Halligan, to hang on to that. If he'd have had that first time, it would have been try time. Now the feet was over. Long ball from Freeman there to the centre. Tiwa, he ran very well. He just held it nicely, drew Jonathan Davis. Rapati threw an awful pass over the top. Now the big thing is, was he in the air when he went over for that try? Touch judge there deemed that he certainly was.
So the Wales escape. Williams to Jones. Into stoppage time now, and Wales have a 3-point advantage. They have possession too with Roland Phillips, but that's the last tackle in this set of 6. Davis will have to get the ball way downfield. And it was out on the full. Mistake by the Welsh skipper.
That'll be the turnover on the last tackle. Just a few inches to them, and this could be the last chance for the Kiwis in this first half. They've made so many breaks, Eddie, but yet they've still got to get a try on the board.
Dwayne Mann to Namu. This is the second row of Pongia, and he's found the loose forward, and it's Mackey who's got in this time. And they have made Wales pay for that poor kick from Jonathan Davis.
He's had a wow of a game, this second rower, Quinton Pongia. It is superb play. Get the ball out there. Look how he just sneaks through round the men. Beautiful time pass to the loose forward, Jason Mackey. He's got the strength. Well, for once, they've made use of the gap. Excellent play. Lovely ball from Namu. But you can see how Pongia comes onto the ball and steps through. Pulls in Bateman. The gap is there, and there's nothing going to stop this youngster, Jason Mackey. That's a super try made by the second rower, Pongia.
Remember in the first half here today, Mackey had 1 try disallowed for a forward pass. He was pulled back, and the line was beckoning. So the Kiwis have edged in front by a point. And this Daryl Halligan conversion, well, we'll see just how good he is now, won't we? He's not bad. Oh, great kick. Halligan, we can say it's buttock of the boot. It's certainly Halligan the hammer, maybe. So the Kiwis have snatched a half-time advantage. Wales 9, New Zealand 12. Halligan with the golden boot for the Kiwis, and Mackey try right on the stroke of half-time. Wales 9, New Zealand 12.